Okay, this is our condensing unit. This is a new construction, so it's 1 year old. We expect that. It's a Carrier brand. Our condensing unit is actually a heat pump system. Okay, so this is half of your cooling system because it's a split system. You have an indoor air handler, and it's also half of your heating system. I have a white paper, a link to a white paper that kind of explains what a heat pump system is. So that'll, hopefully that'll help with some of the confusion. But basically, this is a condensing unit, like a conventional condensing unit. And technicians will really get upset about this, but it actually has a reversing valve. So it runs in reverse, and they say, no, it doesn't run in reverse, but it has a reversing valve. There's no such thing as hot, and there's no such thing as cool or cold. Those are sensations. It's going to be close to 80 degrees today, so we're going to feel like today is hot. Okay, if it's 40 degrees today, we would feel like today is cold, but we only have one thermometer that measures the heat. We have 40 degrees of heat or 80 degrees of heat. And what an air conditioner does, like a refrigerator, it's a pump. And it extracts the heat. Heat goes to cold. When you open your door in the wintertime and the wind blows in, the wind feels cold to you because it's stealing heat from you because your body heat is running to it. Our brain has trouble processing that. We rationalize that the wind is cold, which it is, but we don't rationalize that it's stealing our heat, and that's where the sensation comes from. So you plug your refrigerator in, it extracts all the heat from inside the box, a place where we don't want it, and distributes it behind the refrigerator, a place that's more acceptable. So what happens is we turn the air conditioner on, it extracts the heat out of the house and distributes it outside where it's more acceptable. Now when you have a reverse, it might be 40 degrees outside, right? But we got 40 degrees of heat, and it extracts the heat that's available outside and redistributes it inside. And believe it or not, this is a very efficient system, having a heat pump system. So it's, everybody says it costs more to heat your house, more to cool your house than to heat it. It's because we're talking about electricity, and we have more heat, and we're using more electricity to extract the heat out. But the system itself is actually very efficient. So in the wintertime, your electric bill will be higher because you don't even have a gas bill here, I don't believe. Your electric bill will be higher. However, it's still running efficiently. You're just using a lot of it. You could have a car that gets 30 miles per gallon and a car that gets 10 miles per gallon. And if you drive the 10 mile an hour gallon car once a week to the grocery store, you're going to spend less gas on it than if you have a 200-mile commute in the 30 mile a gallon car for work. So gas bill will be different, but the mileage, this gets good gas. This gets good electrical mileage. Our refrigerant piping has got the proper type of insulation. Our Schrader valve caps, you'll never look that up, but those little pink guys right there. Okay, your refrigerant piping service valve port cap. Okay, those are anti-theft. Those are the right types of things. We see over here, I believe this is a 2.5 ton system, which shouldn't be a problem because the house is supposed to be very well insulated. And from a previous video, you know that it isn't. But when it will become insulated properly, this should be large enough to handle it. It's 1 year, which is what we expect. It uses R410A. That's the good stuff. So that's about it. Okay, well, what's the problem? Okay, well, our disconnect should not be located behind it. Our disconnect should not be located behind it. It's nice and sealed. And we'll look up here and we'll see it's laced up okay. There you go. And the condensing unit pad is supposed to elevate this unit a minimum of 3 inches above grade. So our condensing unit is too low to the ground. Our disconnect is located behind the condensing unit. Those are the two issues with the condensing unit. So far, we're going to find out. So far, we're going to find out. Everything else looks pretty nice, and you got an air conditioning lesson. Okay, so too close to the ground. Disconnect is behind it. We're going to shoot through here for a moment. The label also said we're looking for between 20 and 30 amps. Heater water heater unit, 30 amps. It is properly fused. It is properly fused.